Hello fellow hunters and welcome to today's video. Finally, the holidays are just around the corner. For my last video in 2023, I had a few topics left that I wanted to cover this year. In the end, I decided to go for the bow and crossbow guide, something that was also requested by one of you. Coal Shark requested a tutorial on how to shoot more consistently a while ago. As a Christmas bonus, I also want to upgrade my legendary brown bear trophy. He's already quite decent at 521 kilos, but maybe we can find a larger one. Let's say I want a big fluffy teddy bear for Christmas. So let's get started. First I'll show you a few reference shots for the crossbow, compound bow and recurve bow at the best distance in my experience. To do this, I return to the main cabin in Bandera region to our trusty green plastic bucket. I start with the crossbow, in my opinion the easiest of the weapons for a new player. I would recommend a range of 50 meters to start with. Just like in the guide for the rifles, I use the top edge of the bucket as a reference point for the center of my crosshair. As you can see, the bolts end up a bit lower than I aimed. The next weapon is our compound bow. I stick to the distance of 50 meters. To aim, I focus on the upper edge of the bucket again, this time with the lower end of the central marker in the bow sight. As you can see, our arrows end up in roughly the same area as the crossbow bolts before. Now we have a reference distance for these two weapons to hit slightly below our aiming point. The recurve bow has a bit less effective range. I reduce my distance to 40 meters. The aiming point remains the same. As you can see, the arrows end up a little lower compared to the compound bow at a longer distance. To get similar results with the recurve bow at 50 meters, I need to set my aiming point higher. This works fairly decent, and now we have a rough guideline for the quite common distance of 50 meters for all three weapons. For any distance below and above that, it's just practice to get a feel for it. It also depends on the situation, if the animal is moving or standing still. As I replied to Coal Shark's comment, there is more luck than precision involved at longer distances. It can help if you can get a range indication from a sound the animal makes before you shoot. But personally, I would prefer a permanent range indicator in Hunt Sim 2, because I think constantly switching between the rangefinder and the bow is quite annoying. Yes, it's more realistic the way it is, but it's a game and a bit less realism wouldn't bother me at this point. Let's find out if we can get my teddy for Christmas using bow and arrow. For this I visited one of the easiest spots for brown bears in the game, Cheshire Marshlands in the afternoon time slot at the eastern camp. Sometimes a bear spawns very close to the tent, so be prepared when you arrive. After a few tries, something white roamed around in the area. This is my Christmas bear. I used the predator caller and the bear comes up to me. Hunting bears with a bow is difficult in my opinion. When they come straight at you, the head is hanging very low and covers the chest. That's why I prefer a clean headshot in most cases, because it's difficult to get into a good position for a shot to the lungs or heart. As you can see, I messed up the shot. Too low, no clean lethal hit, and the bear starts to run. I decided to set up a follow-up shot with my rifle and track the animal until it bleeds out. I had to track him for a while and thought I might get one more chance for a bow shot. But in the end he dropped before I got close enough. When inspecting the animal I saw what happened. The arrow hit only a few centimeters too low. That's one of the issues with bow and arrow, especially for bears. You only have a rough idea of the real distance, the target zone is very small and the animal is moving. But in the end I was happy anyway, I found my upgrade for the trophy. Just a bit heavier at 524 kilos and a slightly higher score, but hey, it's an improvement for the lodge. Before we come to the end of today's video, I would like to thank you for your ongoing support. It was a rough year, there was not that much new content, but still the channel has grown like crazy. I covered almost everything I wanted to show this year, so I'm quite happy with the result considering the limited available time. As you know, I run the channel just for fun with no commercial intentions, and I simply hope that I created some helpful and maybe entertaining videos for you this year. Next year will be even harder in terms of time, and I have no plan so far how much content you can expect in 2024. I finally have a few days off over the holidays and I'm looking forward to a relaxed and quiet time with the family. I won't do anything for the channel except maybe a few shorts and maybe try to play some older games that are not hunting related. In the new year we will find out how the channel continues. Regarding Hunt Sim 2, I've covered almost every important topic, at least in my opinion. I'm open to ideas and requests for what you would like to see about the game. One of my personal ideas is to maybe feature some of my favorite games from the past next year. I would love to do some retro gaming related content about classic games I played on my first PCs back then. Feel free to leave me a comment and let me know what you think about this idea. And that's it for today. I wish you happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, the best for you and your families, and in advance a Happy New Year. For any questions, leave me a comment below. And as always, if you enjoyed today's video, please leave me a like and subscribe. Thank you for your support.